Hi and good evening, everyone. My name is Albert, and this is VlogsBoutNothin. Thank you very much for taking the time out of your night to join me. I really appreciate it. It's the middle of the week, so, let's get it together and finish out the week strong. My week is just beginning tomorrow, so there's always that. It should be real fun. Yeah, and regardless, if you didn't already know, I was looking for a job and I found a couple. So I'm busy Thursday through Sunday and with two different jobs. And then we all know of all the other things that I do during the week. So it's been kind of busy for me. But regardless, let's talk about unions tonight and protest. Specifically, the port union work strike that's currently taking place now in the United States, mainly impacting the east coast of the country, but more than 45,000 labor workers are on strike currently. And the impact to the economy over the short term will be felt absolutely, but if the strike continues, we definitely can expect as consumers, higher prices from everything ranging to holiday gifts to our groceries, which we already know and we've talked about here on the program, and everyone that's been eating the last few months knows how expensive groceries are. So it's really important that we dissect sort of what's going on with the strike. And the two main points of contention that were not met by the union worker demands were both really heavy points of contention as they concern both automation and salary demands. So one of them is money and can definitely be solved. Company leadership has offered union workers a 50% wage increase over the course of the next 6 years, which is a pretty substantial pay increase. However, the points of contention with the union workers aren't being addressed, which are automation and salary demands. So, not really sure too much into the context of the salary demands and what's not being met, but I understand that even with just the word automation, they are in fact real interested in protecting the structural integrity of their jobs. Now, it's important to understand that the history of unions in this country has arguably been the only historical opponent to this kind of modern day capitalism that sort of trumps any sort of common sense free market practice. And unions have been very, very essential in guaranteeing worker rights, and that's exactly why places like Starbucks and Trader Joe's and a lot of other places like Amazon fear unions and spend millions of dollars, arguably illegally, engaging in criminal activity to prevent unions from forming to begin with. Now, we've also discussed on the program how needing a union kind of defeats the whole purpose of just treating people well to begin with and actually letting a free market dictate the employer and the employee's willingness to work and be worked and offer employment and accept employment. It's really, really important to protect worker rights. It's really important to pay human beings a living wage. We live in the United States of America. Now, by comparison, there are many other hundreds of countries all throughout the world that live a way different life than any of us here do on the mainland, central part of the continent here in the United States. We have the privilege and luxury of lots of things the underdeveloped world doesn't. And it really is our responsibility to uphold the very core values that are often utilized to exploit other people around the world in their very face turned not what it is. And it should be what it is. It should be protecting worker rights. It should be making sure that people that go to work for other people have the resources and the safety concerns met as they continue to perform their job actions that impact all of us in our very developed, very privileged country throughout each calendar day of the year. The United States is somewhat of a very remarkable social experiment, isn't it? I mean, truly, it is quite remarkable. And in hundreds of years, we'll either be talking about our history or someone else will be talking about our history. I hope that it's the first and not the latter, obviously. It'd really be cool if we were, still around then and able to discuss points in our history where we definitely could have been better. So let's definitely send our support to all the union members in their quest to be recognized as what they need to be recognized for, and that's providing us with all of the lovely opportunities and choices that the kind of modern day system can possibly. I mean, it's sort of like a video game, except it's IRL, and real people are involved behind the scenes, making sure that the Five Below is stocked and that places like Burlington get messed up shipments that didn't go to department stores so that they can mark them down and sell them to you. More importantly, and moreover, forget all of that. It's the people that are employed by these companies that are impacted. And when hours are cut, and when employers have any reason to cut hours, even if it isn't in fact true in and of itself, I hope that we don't hear a lot of laid off or cut hours as we move into the holiday season as a result of the union strike. However, whatever happens, happens because these guys do a lot of work. And it's really important that they get recognized for doing all that work that they do. 45,000 people on strike in one particular industry, especially here in America, hasn't happened in a little more than half a century. So when workers do finally decide to rally around a cause, become organized, and have a collaborative that allows just common sense to move forward and persevere over things like misleading information. I mean, there's really only one truth, and the truth is we need to pay people more. We need to pay everybody more, not just port workers. Now, that's a good start. This is, in fact, a good precedent to have for places like Amazon and Starbucks and Trader Joe's, really large corporations that refuse to comply with federal labor law in their ever evasive quest to make sure that workers don't have rights. That's inherently wrong by any moral or any value or any standard on any aisle that you are on. It's wrong to exploit people. It's wrong to take advantage of them. And it's wrong to gaslight them by saying that you're going to do a better job of taking care of them. But there's always the consequence that if you don't believe that and want something more, you will get punished. And that's not how free will, that's not how good business, that's not how just effective communication works at all. And so, looking at this from a different kind of perspective, it really doesn't matter if we end up paying $10 for our loaves of bread. And I say that knowing that a lot of us can't even afford to buy $3 loaves of bread. But it really does need to be understood that we need to pay people more. If we need to continue to move free money around in a world that continues to demand forever growth, well, we need to give people the opportunity to move that money. And without that opportunity, the whole system kind of falls apart. Quite literally. The system is magical. Magic run by the Department of Defense and enforced by the good old United States of America. What a lovely world we live in. Hey, I'm a huge fan. The United States of America has presented me with the lovely opportunity that it has to be the person that I am. And I literally, no irony or sarcasm, could not be more thankful for that opportunity. Just so much as the 45,000 plus workers on strike right now also have an opportunity to make something really impactful happen that can be a precedent for other industries moving forward into a new year after the major holiday rush that we all as Americans know will be coming and is already here. So welcome to America 2024. Let's get it started. Let's end the year strong. And if that means supporting our local unions, and if that means being vocal in our dinner conversations about how fair treatment within the workplace is a demand that must be met if people are going to be used to work, then I think we'll see a lot of improvement moving forward from the very unfortunate situation that is currently happening, and that is people not working because not they don't want to work. That's the other thing. Is these people want to work, okay? They just don't want to be treated like garbage. Is that so much to ask? I don't think so. So, I mean, let lessons be learned from the 45,000 people that are on strike right now and are going to inevitably impact the price of the raspberries at our local Kroger store, because we all know Kroger owns absolutely everything other than Whole Foods, which is owned by Amazon and Walmart, So out of all of those three, it's ironic to say that Walmart's the best just because it's so weird. I mean, no one even talks about Walmart unionizing anymore. They did a really good job of sweeping that under the rug. But I mean, hey, they just started paying people more. They also started taking away jobs, but the people that they do pay get paid a little handsome amount to do the work that they do, which is, again, something that's needed. And that Walmart even understood that if they didn't give, they ran the risk of having unions within their workplace. But I mean, look at Walmart, everybody, Amazon. I mean, if they can be successful and people aren't talking about them for not unionizing, then there obviously is a recipe for some kind of success as it concerns corporate behavior and it's deterring union interests within its workplace. So, I mean, I don't know, learn from Walmart, be better. At least, again, when's the last time we seen Walmart trending on the news? I mean, I know we did around the turn of the century, but since around 2008, I've heard little to nothing about Walmart and its unfair treatment of its workers. And even moreover, I haven't heard a single whisper of workers still being interested in actually unionizing at Walmart, because at Walmart, they're a case study of its own. If anyone wants to know how to run a business, just go to your local Walmart, look around for 5 minutes, take it all in. That's America at its finest, at least as it concerns what real free market kind of behavior is ethical, what is borderline, what is not appropriate, and moreover, what is not Amazon, Trader Joe's, or obviously, as I'm sure we all didn't even know, the port workers who, for some reason, were unionized and still didn't get the kind of lifestyle contractual requirements that they needed to perform their jobs at the best kind of level possible. So, I mean, it affects all of us. And I just want you guys to support your union just because it's important that we support our unions. No one else cares. The unions, at least, we pay them to care. There's a vested interest in caring, there's an incentivization to make sure that people are cared for. And sometimes money can do that. That's a good utilization of a fiat currency that can be used as a kind of collateral for human labor. I mean, that's lovely. That's a very good use of the magic, right? I mean, seriously, when you can leverage fake money and economic principles towards the actual output of human labor, which is, by the way, priceless, and you can never pay these guys enough to do the back-breaking labor that they do. I mean, have you guys seen some of these ships? I mean, I'm from the desert, and I have seen lots of big things in my life: buildings, vehicles, planes. One thing that I have yet to see in my life are large carrier ships and vessels. And I got to tell you, when I do see them, I'm sure I'll be amazed because I see them on my screen. I've seen them on my television, on my desktop, on my laptop, all these different types of devices, right? But I've never really understood what it's like to stand next to a shipping container. I mean, there's only so much you can learn from GTA. I mean, seriously, it's like these things are very, very big, and it I can you imagine working at one of these places at a shipyard? I mean, have you seen Cinderella Man? I mean, do you guys, it's like, that looks like it's hard work. So, yeah, people better be paying some good money to do that work because it doesn't look very easy or fun at all. So, I mean, I hope that you guys have a really good night. And if you know somebody that's currently involved with that union strike, send them on over our support from this channel because I tell you, it's really the only way to address a grievance. And the grievance is pretty simple. Treat people better and don't leverage technology over sentient Homo sapiens because that's not the way the free market works either. We can embed and we happily should collaborate with technology and automation. However, if the workers that do these jobs are speaking from within the jobs that they are performing and they are saying that there are some parts of the job that just simply can't be automated, then we should listen to those people because they know what they're doing more than you do, more than I do, more than you could ever know, more than I could ever know. So, I mean, let's take the information from the source. That seems to be the common sense thing to do. If these guys are saying they need, and ladies, gentlemen, they, them, if they're saying they need to be treated better and they need more money, they need to be treated better, they need more money. And they need a surety that in 10 years, their jobs that they're fighting for now aren't going to be taken away from under them as some sort of tactical response to something that happened a decade before, which we know large corporations and companies do. They'll play face, they'll act like everything's all good, and within the decade, they've gut everything. There's been a corporate leverage buyout, which means buying a company with somebody else's money that you borrow and put into debt. I mean, I don't really understand the magical world of the economy sometimes, only because to me, magic is more like criminal, right? I mean, that's kind of like not magic, although magic, I guess, in its entirety is criminal because it's a lie, but it's supposed to be funny. It's not supposed to be real life. I don't know. Anyways, I hope that you guys have a really good night. Thank you for watching my channel, and I'll see everyone really soon. Okay? Bye.